Oh, there's Kyle, arms in the air of success. Pre-story for you. I ended up not getting any footage in the morning because I decided it was time to try and get something down and put something in the freezer. And turns out I left camp late. Mike left before me, Ian left before me. I finally get out of camp. It's like 5:45 in the morning. Lucky I don't have to go far to my blind or my stand. I decided I'm going to go over by my blind again. That was the plan. And I stop at a vantage point. Me and Ian always look. See where they're crossing right in their spot. If you look up hard on, it'll come right to where your tree stands. It's foggy as can be, but they're spread all the way across probably 800 yards. Grab my radio and I call out for Mike and Ian, and neither of them answer. I start cruising down the power line beside the fields and above the timber towards my tree stand and my ground blind. I stop about halfway down to my ground blind and tree stand, and I look back out to make sure the elk are still out there, and sure enough, saw them out there, got all excited, get the radio back out, call for Ian and Mike again. This time Ian answers. Ian gets a little frantic with me, says, "Are you in your spot?" And I said, "No." I go, "There's elk everywhere out here." He goes, "Well, what are you doing getting your spot?" So he got a little bit hot under the collar with me, which lit a fire under my butt. Away I went and started booking down, and about 300 yards went past my tree stand, and I end up parking my quad, get off my quad, and I hike up through the timber. And as I come up over the timber, I can feel I'm getting a little excited. I'm not breathing real hard, and I'm not like shaking or anything. I don't got buck fever, but I'm getting excited. As I come over the hill, I start slowing down, and it's sort of like pecker pole timber. You can see quite clear through there. So I stop and I glass out to see if I can see the elk. I can't see them yet. So I cut over the top of the hill a little more, and I still can't see them. So I cut over the hill a little more, and then I look, and oh my God, there they are. I can see about 30 or 40 of them. So there's probably about 100, 120, 130 elk out there. I start cutting down, and I'm sort of trying to line up a bunch of trees. So I kept, like, if I could, 3, 4, 5 trees so that they couldn't see me, because it's fairly open timber. And as I cut down and try and gain distance, I thought I don't want them seeing me and then running the other way, right? So I end up cutting down. I probably got about 50, 75 yards from the edge of the timber, lean up against a tree, put my binos up and start glassing, and I could see right away there's 2 or 3 spikes out there. Looks like 2 clean ones, maybe 3 clean spikes. Bunch of cows, and there's 1 bigger bull and 1 medium bull, and I could tell the medium bull's not legal. The big bull looks like a big 5, but I can't tell for sure, and it's foggy and it's still getting light. So I sit there and I glass for a little bit. I probably spend 5 minutes. By now it's like just about 6 o'clock in the morning. So I get my rangefinder out, check, and they're all over 600 yards still. So I watched them for a while, and probably about 5 or 10 minutes passes, and they started working their way sort of in front of me and towards Ian. And finally I noticed that the spike's probably the closest one, so I start watching him the most, and I finally get a range on him, and he's down to 420 yards and gaining. So I look up ahead where he's going to go to, and I picture he's going to walk right by this spot, and I range it, and it's about 350 yards. So I thought if he walks right through there, I'm going to try and take a shot at him. And sure enough, he starts walking in there, and I lift up my gun, lean on the tree. My heart's going pretty good. I don't have buck fever, but I'm starting to get excited. And I lean on the tree, and I aim at him, and I think to myself, you should have another look at that 6-point, make sure. So I look at that big bull again, and he's just a crab claw. I can't tell if he's legal or not. I thought they got to be over an inch, or you can't count it as a 6-point. So I end up not deciding I better not take the shot. So I move back to the spike, lean on the tree a second time, aim at it. I get all ready to shoot, and I think to myself, I can hear in the back of my head my cousin Ian saying, "That's the 6-point. This is the herd with the 6-point." So once again, I click my safety back on, lean my gun on the tree, lift up my binos, look at him again. I got my new Vortex binos, so as I'm checking him, sure enough, he starts heading towards the fence, and it was pretty cool actually, because he took his thirds and he rammed him right in the butt of one of the cow elk, and rammed right in the meat of her hind quarter, and sort of kicked her, and she reared and went whoa like that, you know. And he turned him around. He was trying to push and herd up the cows and stuff, so it was pretty cool. And I watched him tilt his head right back and bugle, and I couldn't hear him bugle, so I guess just the way the wind was going and the way he was facing, I couldn't hear the bugle. But I watched him several times tilt his head right back and bugle out, open his mouth right up and do big bugles, but I just couldn't hear it. So I ended up ranging again, and I could see that he was sort of making his way with these cows, and a bunch of the cows broke off and looked like they were going to go to Ian. So I ended up getting back on the tree again, and I look at him, and I'm watching him, and I'm watching him, and I'm watching him, and he turns his head, and it's a full-on 6x6. I'm like, he's broken on the other side at least 3-4 inches. I'm like, oh, he's a 6x6, so it's a no-brainer now. So I get up on the tree, I aim, and I shoot, and my gun goes whack. I just hear it smoke the elk. I'm like, yeah, I got it right on. Well, he turns and he runs off, and as he's starting to take off, he a bunch of cows run with him, and there was probably 30-40 elk out of the 100 that were all around. Most of them ran off, but about 12 of the cows ran with him, and they just went trot, 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 and then they all stopped about 30-40 yards away. Well, I had ranged at that bull. He was at 354 yards when I shot the first time. I ended up ranging afterwards to see, but so he stopped, and just by fluke, the way he stopped, the cows were staggered in behind and in front of him, and I had a clear shot right through. So I thought, well, shoot again. So I shot again. Turned out that shot was at 375 or 385 yards, I mean. And when I shot, same thing. Whack! I just heard it smoke, and he turned. All the elk ran away except for him, and he turned and sort of faced towards me, and he just stood there. His legs were spread out like he was Bambi on the ice and he was going to fall down. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get the camera out. He's down. He's done for. I unzip my bag, get the camera out, put it on those little octopus kind of tripod, set it on the ground, get him in the viewfinder. I'm just about to check him out and that, and then I think to myself, why is he still standing? He's still standing. His legs are spread. He's wobbling like he's going to go down, but he's still standing. So I start to feel guilty, and I thought, I got to take another shot. I can't let him. So I said, screw the camera. Sorry about the footage, folks, but I got to get this elk down. So I lift my gun back up. I thought I better range him because he's further now, right? So I range him. He's at 410 yards. So now he's standing there, and he's not falling down, and I'm like, well, what's going on, you know? So I lift up my rangefinder, I range him, he's at 410 yards, he's just standing there. I thought, okay, well, I'll wait for him to turn broadside. He's not turning broadside, he's just facing me. His legs are spread out like a bit tripod, and he's going like this, and I noticed one of his legs looks screwed, so I guess I've broken his shoulder or broken his leg. And he's not going anywhere. All the elk are gone. He's standing out there by himself, and by this point, I've not even clued into whether I hit record on my camera or not, but anyways, I decided I've got to shoot here. He's just standing there, and I thought I don't want him to suffer, so I aim right at his heart, heading straight on. I didn't wait for a sideways shot, and I pulled the trigger. Turns out I did have the camera on, so here's the footage. This is how it happened.
Well, there's a dead 6 point. I'm hoping it's Kyle. He's not on the radio. It's a 5 on that side that's showing. There's a spike out here too, but I don't know where it went to. There's the ball line there. Don't know who finished it. It must have been... Oh, there's Kyle, arms in the air of success. 6x6 Rocky Mountain elk. And he was right in front of him. Woo! Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. I just got a 6-point bull, Rocky Mountain elk. Gotta love it. Guess patience paid off, eh? I've been sitting in this spot. This is my 5th time in the last 2 days. I sat here morning and night, and now morning and got one. Awesome. Here's my bull. That's where I was, way up on there. I sat up there day after day. I sat in the blind for 3-4 days. Then I sat out in that point for the last 5 hunts. And it paid off. Awesome. Look at that. Happy camper right here, folks. Look at that, eh? Just fantastic. Big animal. Sun's coming up, September 11th. Look at that, 6x6 Rocky Mountain elk. Gotta love it. Beauty. 354 yard shot with a 300 Win Mag. Tika T3, the Bushnell 6500, the wheat scope. Oh, you look at that. Got myself a 6x6 Rocky Mountain elk. Can you even see that? Just a little crab claw here. I almost let him go and I was gonna shoot a spike bull. Twice I almost shot the spike bull. It was at 300 yards. This one was at 354 yards when I finally shot him. Look at the frost on his whiskers, on his hairs here. He's got burrs all through him. Stuck from, he's been rubbing his tips all polished ivory. Awesome. Good day, good day, good day. Yeah! Well, what do you think of that? Hey, Tony, Ross, Gus, I finally got it done here. Nice work. Very, very, very cool. That is so awesome. Cool. See the burrs he's got? Got burrs all in his hair. Stuck. Rubbing the ground and digging and stuff. He's been digging up. Polished ivory tips. Look at the frost on his nose, on his hair, and breathing. Even when I went to bed last night, it was serious fog out my breath. You could see my breath in bed, so I knew it was going to get cold this morning. It was a long john morning, all frosty. It's about -4 right now. We've had a plus of 35. The snow's all up in the Rockies now. Look at the steeples. They're just covered in snow. And we're at the base of the steeples, just off the Kootenay River. You gotta love it. Kyle gets her done. First, Mike started off by getting a cow elk. Then I got a 6x6, and now Ian just shot a spiker.
Well, 2014, been a great year. Dad shot one with a bow, and redemption for me, missed a big 6-point. And that's the one Kyle shot. And I'm going back to get the trailer, and lo and behold, we have the spike. Second spike bull in velvet.
Triple shot for us this year. First time ever. All 3 of us get elk. Everybody in my family got their first elk with a rifle, so I guess it was fitting that I do too. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And not only did I get this, but Ian just got a spike. So we got 2 bulls down in the same morning. Second day of rifle. Awesome. Coming in to check me out. Here comes the cavalry. What do you think of that there? Nice one.
Think about that. Double header, baby.
Double header, you gotta love it.
That's the one I shot at.
We got a triple shot.
That's the one I shot at with my bow. Thought he was bigger breaks, but we were destined to get that herd. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking it.
Woo.
That's cool.
Well, there's Kyle. Not bad for the first elk ever. Rocky Mountain 6x6.
I think so.
Say hello, duty. Shot it from about 300 plus yards.
354 yards exactly. I ranged him.
Wow. We've got a story behind this bull. We've watched this since we got here, this herd crossing in the same spot.
For the last 5 hunts he didn't want to come out where we were.
Yeah, they were crossing right into me. We had him covered.
Take a chance.
Well, I had half the herd coming right to me.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I'm like, when's Kyle gonna shoot? How come he's not shooting yet? Bang!
The spike because I didn't know I saw this and didn't think it was legal.
The ironic thing is
he finally showed me that and I knew he was.
That's the one I seen. The ironic thing is I go to get the quad trailer. We're thinking we just need the one trailer, and I'm driving down the power line, and the herd runs back to me with the 5x4, and I shoot the spike that he was going to shoot.
That awesome.
Which is the previous footage we got on here. So, well, we're happy for Kyle. Dad's really happy. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, Ian got a spike. Congratulations.
Thank you. Goat hunting today.
You gotta love it. Yeah.
We could have a Rocky Mountain.
We're going for mule deer and we're going for goat now. We all got an elk. Awesome. Let's get a few.
Just loved it when he took the nosedive. I'm like, okay, nosediver. Know your hit, baby.
Well, there's my big 6x6 bull elk. I shot it from up here in this timber. And there's where I set up my ground blind 5 days ago. The day before I set that up, I had a couple of cows and a whole herd come at me right over there. So I came in a little bit closer so I could get the herd coming up here, and didn't have it happen. We got bad weather, but last night it cleared up, got real cold, frosty. It's just like moose hunting, clear, calm, and cool. I went down right to here where I've been sitting the last 5 days, was at those trees right down there. My little spot, I've sat there for years. This is 8 years I've been coming here trying to get one of these. Look at that, that'll fill up a trailer quick. And guess what, folks, we got another one. Because right after I got this, Ian got a bull. Awesome. Still got frost on the ground.
Thanks, we're pretty excited. First time we've ever got 3.
No, that's good.
We've been coming out here a lot
We
of
had
years.
Mike come out and check us out on our lucky day.
It's a successful day anyway.
Very successful.
Being on YouTube, we put we video all our hunts.
That's fine. No, absolutely.
Here already. The 90. There is a 6 in there. That's the bigger. There's another one with a 6. There's a 5 with the other one, and then this one here I seen this morning too. I was out early. Kyle came out a little late, and he came right into where he was. That's nice though.
Yep.
We've seen this guy, just the one I shot at with my bow.
Well, here's Dale's spike bull he got last night. Got some cool curve and character to him. Good eating bull. Gotta like it. .327 yards, gets a spike bull with the rifle.
And Jim-
Let a cow calf go with his bow. Was holding out, and he got her done.
Let me take another picture.
Beautiful.